Hey guys, it's Tim again from Fast One Japan. Yeah, and I'm here with another video to talk about the rules of being on a mountain and how to be safe while riding down mountains. So, we've got a lot of questions about what exactly is backcountry and how do you go about doing it. So, I'm going to be talking about what backcountry is and how to behave and act while riding on backcountry. So, let's get started. So backcountry, as you can see on the slide, most people come to Niseko to experience it. It's basically what you call off-piste, meaning that it is not in the groomed area of your slopes. So it's usually not very well maintained, so it's fresh powder which you go down. But it can be dangerous if you're not careful due to avalanches and the lack of medics dropping by and stuff like that. So always be prepared. As you can see from the slides, there's an article about how two people ignored an avalanche report while going off-piste, because usually in these reports, they report where the cracks are, and if you fall into a crack, you won't be able to get out of it. You'll most likely die, to be honest. But if you read about the avalanche report and know where the cracks are, you can avoid it. So do take note, if you do go backcountry, read the reports. Important. So next up, we have the mountain rules. I'm not too sure if you can see it, it's a little blurred, so I'll read it out to you and describe what it means. So for starters, it says that there are two places, Haru no Taki and Yunosawa, are strictly off limits. You're not allowed to go there at all. If you are caught going there, your lift pass will be taken as punishment. So do not go there because it's incredibly dangerous. Next is out of bound areas. Some places are very clearly out of bounds, like if they're boarded up with ropes or there are signs there saying no entry. They are strictly off limits as they are very high risk avalanche areas, plus of the cracks in the snow which you might not be able to see. So to avoid such tempting death, I would advise following the rules. As you can see from the map over here, there are some very obvious red areas, meaning on the bottom left and the center, the red areas, those are the two red areas that I was referring to. They are strictly out of bounds, do not go there. After all, you might die. Okay, next is ducking under ropes. There are some places when you can generally tell when the ropes, where they'll put the ropes. That is obviously out of bounds, do not go there. They'll put either a sign, if it's okay for you to go, there won't be ropes. So, right. If you do duck under ropes, some places will be forced to send search and rescue after you. And as you can see, it is not cheap. It comes up to like 100,000 yen, including like vehicle costs if it's within 2 hours. If not, it'll be extra. Incredibly expensive. So if you don't want a giant hole in your wallet, I would not recommend ducking ropes. Yes, as I said earlier, if there are ropes across the gate, it is clearly closed, do not go there. If it is open, then fine, it's clearly open, just go. The ski patrol, how they know that the slopes are okay is because they'll have ski patrols to check the slopes, to see whether they're safe to ride. They will update the signs on whether or not it's safer to ride, as you can see here. They'll say whether or not the gate is closed or it's open from what time to what time and so on, and stuff like that. So, as I said, ropes closed, ropes open. Different pictures of gates. So, before I carry on to about the gates, I'm going to continue talking about the rules first. Yeah, if you give me a second. Okay, so once you go off-piste, there will be no safety control. So do not. You should always be prepared for that, meaning in the sense that there won't be regular patrols looking out for injured skiers and whatnot. So next, gates are closed, you are not allowed in there. It's the same as a restricted area. Niseko avalanche information, or its daily updates, you can check on the website, which I'll put in the links later on. Finally, for search and rescue, as I mentioned earlier, you will be charged incredibly expensive. 7. The rules set by the ski patrols must be obeyed. If you don't follow it, you will get your ski pass confiscated or charged or fined and so on. Next, do not bring your kids off-piste or backcountry. it is strictly prohibited. Unless you're incredibly good at skiing or snowboarding, do not bring your kids with you. And finally, Niseko ski resorts do respect the freedom of its visitors, in the sense that if you want to go backcountry, you'll go ahead. But they are incredibly concerned for your safety. So we expect you to follow the rules because it will result in your not dying. So that's probably a good thing. Anyway, so I'll carry on now to talk about the backcountry gates. So there are specifically about 9 gates to different backcountry areas in Niseko. So the LG Gate, Anupuri, Hirafu, Fujiwara, Peak Gate, Hanazono Gate, Moiwa Gate, Sawa Gate, Hachiban Gate, and Waterfall Gate. So I'll go through what these gates look like in pictures, and yeah. So for starters, the LG Gate, it opens at 9 AM, closes at 3. And how you get there is from Anupuri, which is the left side. You take the Jumbo 4 lift to the top. Next is Anupuri Gate, Peak Gate. For obvious reasons, you take it from the bottom of Anupuri, open from 9, closes at 3. Third, Hirafu Peak Gate, which you reach from taking the the King Lift number 4, which is down at the base, and opens at 9, closes at 3. Fourthly, you have the Fujiwara Gate, which you reach from taking the King Lift 4 the same lift as the previous gate, and opens at 10, closes at 3. Next, the Hanazono Gate. If you can see the picture, it's kind of hard to see, it's pretty far. You have to take Hanazono Quad Lift 3 and take a short hike up. Yes, as you can see from the picture, it's over there. It opens at 9, closes at 3. This is taken from Hanazono, by the way, not Hirafu. This gate is at Moiwa, meaning that it's not at Niseko United. It is on completely far left side. You get off the quad chair at Moira and you walk about 100 meters up, and this is what the gate looks like down there. 7th, Sawa Gate, which is Anupuri Jumbo Pair Lift. You take lift number 2 to the top. It should be pretty obvious, looks like that. Opens at 9, closes at 3. Next is Hachiban Gate, which means 8 gate. You reach there by hiking westwards after taking the gondola at Anupuri. So when you get off, you walk to the left. You keep hiking a bit higher up, and you should be able to see the gate. And last but not least, we have Waterfall Gate, which can be reached by taking the Hanazono Quad Lift to number 2. And yeah, this is sort of what it looks like down there. So, when you're in Niseko and you don't want to do backcountry, you should always read the avalanche reports before doing anything, because this helps you know which gates have much higher chance of avalanches, they'll most likely be closed, which ones will be open, where are the cracks, and so on. So the website is down there. I'll link the Prezi at the end of the video, and yeah, that's what it looks like. So most people wonder, like, why do avalanches occur? So what happens is that snow will create packs of layers of snow, and the bottom layer will get weaker and weaker. So when people ride across the top layer of snow, or rock falls or anything really to disturb the top layer of snow, it causes an avalanche, because the bottom layer will break and all the snow will fall. This usually occurs in backcountry because backcountry slopes are usually steeper with a large amount of snow, which comes out to about 30 degrees slope, which can result much easier in the road. So if you're wondering what the avalanche report looks like, this is how it looks like. There's Japanese in the top, English at the bottom, to describe to you how high you should be going to keep safe from avalanches, which gates will be open, which gates will be closed. Yeah, so always take note that if you do want to do backcountry, you should always double check your insurance, because most insurance companies actually don't insure snow sports because it's under extreme sports. So make sure your insurance policies don't cover snow sports. By the way, that's all the time I